All right, hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and this video is about what is combined striking or combined submission striking, and why don't we hear it talked about as much in MMA as we probably should, and why don't more people use this technique in MMA? And the answer is they should be using more combined striking in MMA, and I'll get into that. But what combined striking or combined submission striking is sort of exactly what it sounds like. You're combining one or more submission combos with one or more striking combos. And so a lot of one-dimensional fighters or relatively new fighters in MMA don't seem to realize that you can put both a joint lock and a punch on somebody at the same time. I'm being a little facetious, but it's that simple. Probably the most common one is to get either the front wrist lock here or the full wrist lock here on somebody, and then either elbow strike them in the face or punch them in the face or solar plexus, or more likely knee strike or kick them in the abdomen, or knee strike or kick them in behind the knees to take their feet out from under them, and that sort of thing. So the most common one is, in fact, to get the front wrist lock on them or a variation of the front wrist lock or the full wrist lock and then do that. And then another one is to get some variation of ankle lock on them. If you've caught a roundhouse kick, it is the most common kick that you're likely to catch, and then manage to get an ankle lock on a person or part of an ankle lock. And from there, you can either once you get the ankle lock, part of the ankle lock on, you can push in and sweep the leg and then go for a full reverse figure four ankle lock, or you can strike them in the face or whatever the case. Now, it's true that they can actually pull their leg in and try to throw counter punches at you, but they're going to be off balance standing on one leg, and you're going to be standing on both legs. So they're still going to be at a disadvantage even if they pull their leg in such situations. And then there's what they call clinch, which is not really what I would call combined striking, even though it's kind of the same, but not really. And I discussed, I think, 3 or 4 different types of clinches. There's a clinch, an elongated clinch, where you're basically able to reach your opponent's wrist but no closer. There's a mid-range clinch where you're able to reach perhaps your opponent's elbows, and if nothing else, jam your thumb into the inside of their elbow to cause some pain and discomfort and loss of motor control. And then there's a clinch range where you're able to grab your opponent by the shoulders or the neck. All right. And none of those are actual submissions. They're just grappling techniques and ranges. Okay. So I don't need like a 10-minute video. I think I've covered the idea, but it does bother me that the term combined submission striking is actually widely used in a dojo, but not at all used on television broadcasts of MMA, where it probably does belong. Because if it got mentioned by that term more often, or even got mentioned that way at all, more people would learn that, hey, you're supposed to be submitting and striking simultaneously. I don't have to be just a grappler or just a striker. I can be both a grappler and a striker, even simultaneously. And so that's what combined submission striking means.